What's going on, YouTube? It's Too Tall Show. This is my first video. I had to make one. Never made a video. After this past week, I gotta make one. So anyway, cutting to the chase. I remember hearing about the young lady that worked at Applebee's and having the woman tip her 18%, but was supposed to tip her 18%, but wrote a little smart comment on there. Well, I just want to say I feel for her. I work at a restaurant myself. I'm a server. I know. With that being said, at mine's actually kind of like a racial oppression video in a way because of the simple fact I was racially oppressed. Um, it actually happened to me about a week ago, and I was on break, and so I had no interaction with customers. I was just sitting down, and I was sitting. And the funny thing about it was I was sitting between two Caucasian individuals, may I say. And I'm like, the thing about it is I'm not racial at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm a strong black man, but at the same time, I respect everybody, regardless of skin color, race, creed, religion, or whatever. So anyway, we're sitting down and we're talking about working out and protein shakes. Hence the reason I look good. But anyway, it was an older white woman, probably in her early to mid 50s, and she walks up to the table where I'm having my break at, and extends her hand out and says, "Hi, how are you?" Smiles just like that. So I'm like, okay, some ignorant stuff is about to go down. So that's what I'm thinking in my head. So I extend my hand and say, "Hey, how you doing, ma'am?" And she just out of nowhere, like, keep in mind, she did not acknowledge the two people sitting on both sides of me. She just talked to me and she said, "I bet you're glad that Obama's president." And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, but the educated young black man I am, since I do have a degree, just because I have a degree doesn't necessarily mean I'm smart, but I mean it. I said, "Ma'am, why do you say that?" And she stated, "Well, she was pausing. I cried for 2 days after Obama was elected." I'm like, all right, cool, okay. Well, I mean, is that it? Keep in mind, she never answered my question. She was like, "Well, yes, I just didn't think that he was going to get elected this second term, and da 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 da." And I was like, "Well, ma'am, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that he's president. Couldn't get a better choice. However, he's done a good job with foreign policy, but at the same time, the deficit, we've been focusing on the deficit instead of the lives that we have that are actually being lost overseas, and that percentage has gone down because he's been focusing on the deficit. In my opinion, we need to focus more on lives instead of money." Just said some slick shit. And she was like, "Oh, you know about that?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. I just didn't vote for the black man." And she was like, "Oh, oh," and walked away. So the young man next to my right, he was like, and he's a little white boy, and he said, "Oh my God, that was racist." I'm like, "Yes, it was." Like, yeah, I think this is a game. I mean, um, it wasn't the fact that she said that. I mean, I've had people say that before, but it does come off racist. But if we're talking about it, I'll give you a little leeway. But the simple fact that she saw a black man just spark fuel in my fire, man. I mean, she just saw a young black man and said, let me go ask him a question. Let me go test him out." And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of smart black individuals that that wouldn't let it go that far. But I'm the type of young man that likes to make you look dumb, and like, and I guess she just looked dumb because she thought that I was. And in my opinion, I wouldn't say that I was offended. I was more appalled, and of course, it's the older generation in some cases, but I mean, it just came out of the blue. I'm just sitting down with two young people and we're talking about protein shakes and working out. It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, But yeah, I mean, it's like, why do we focus on, you know, color? I mean, just because a person looks like this person doesn't necessarily mean, hey, he's like that. But anyway, this is my first YouTube video. I'm gonna try to make some more. We'll see what happens, But anyway, I don't know if you like it. I hope so. Who knows? I can end up like the Hodge twins or somebody. You never know. But anyway, subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. Peace out.